passed during Ohio's special session will impact this November's election.
Plus, President Biden announces a new plan for peace in the Israel-Hamas conflict.
And how to keep your children safe as the weather heats up. Newswatch starts right now. Two bills passed by lawmakers during a special session are heading to the governor's desk. Good evening, I'm Lucy Schaefer.
And I'm Allison Patton. Welcome to Newswatch. One of the bills changes the Ohio deadline to ensure President Biden will be on the ballot in November.
And the second bill bans foreign contributions to any Ohio ballot initiatives. The GOP-backed bill was amended to ban green card holders from putting money toward ballot initiatives in Ohio. First-time violations count as a first-degree misdemeanor, while subsequent offenses will be a fifth-degree charge.
Police body cam footage has been released following this week's deadly explosion in Youngstown. Michelle Nix has the latest on the investigation.
We got people trapped in the basement as well, they're telling me.
You hold this ladder,
Yeah,
I
go,
gotta get down there.
go.
You can hear the urgency in the voices of first responders on this body cam video of a Mahoning County Sheriff's deputy. Firefighters, deputies, and police rushed to the scene of Tuesday's deadly natural gas explosion. Even though the threat of another explosion or building collapse was certainly possible.
Go, I got it. You're not going nowhere, I got it. I'm telling you, go.
A Youngstown firefighter uses a ladder to make his way into the basement of the Chase Bank that was just destroyed. The mission to rescue bank employee Caroline Pizarro, who's conscious but critically injured from head to toe.
Grab her. All right. Got it? I got her. You okay?
Pizarro's boyfriend, Matthew Cower, told me on Wednesday bank employees smelled the strong odor of natural gas, told everyone to evacuate, and in just the few seconds it took Caroline to grab her purse, the building exploded.
Go. We got it. Okay, dear. Come on.
Now the NTSB has stepped in to take the lead in the investigation because tragically one person died and the explosion involved a pipeline. Tom Chapman is an NTSB board member.
Preliminary information suggests that work crews were present in the basement of the building for the purpose of clearing out old utility infrastructure. A possible third-party cut to the pressurized service line is a central focus of our investigation to determine the cause of the gas release and subsequent explosion.
The NTSB's Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Division generally issues a preliminary report within a few weeks after the accident. However, the final report could take between 12 to 24 months to complete.
Nelsonville's police dispatch officially changed to the Athens Police Department. Nelsonville's dispatch was through Hocking College and has now shifted to the Athens County 911 Communications Center. The non-emergency number will connect to a telephone tree with options for callers to choose from, depending on the purpose for their call. The state has announced funding for water and wastewater management. Burr Oak Water District, the water provider for Athens, Hocking, Morgan, and Perry counties, is set to receive almost $5 million. The funding will be used to add granulated activated carbon to the water treatment process. GAC provides cost-effective means to minimize the formation of disinfection byproducts. It also removes other organic contaminants found in groundwater. The project will help ensure the district provides safe drinking water and meets Ohio's EPA standards. The project will benefit 40,000 people.
Tomorrow in Athens, eligible families can get $140 of free fruit and vegetable coupons. Distribution of coupon booklets at the Athens Farmers Market begins at 9 a.m. while supplies last. Eligible families must meet 4 criteria: have U.S. citizenship or be qualified U.S. nationals, have a minor child in the household or are pregnant, have not enrolled in the fruit and vegetable program in the last 6 months, and have a certain monthly household income. If your family is eligible, you can complete a sign-up form in person and use coupons at participating locations through June 30th. The Mid-Ohio Valley Regional Airport in Wood County will be hosting a new program for children from 1 to 5 p.m. tomorrow. Kids STEM Day at the MOV Airport begins at noon, and the 20-minute air show will start at 1:15 p.m. In addition to the air show, attendees will be able to learn about aviation, see static aircraft displays, participate in STEM activities, and enjoy a variety of foods. Tickets are $11 and are only available online. For more information about tomorrow's event, you can head on to the Mid-Ohio Valley Regional Airport's Facebook page. Speaking of events tomorrow, how's the weather going to look for some of these?
Honestly, tomorrow's probably the best day for that. Tomorrow's whenever we're going to be seeing that sun, just a little bit of clouds, but looking into Sunday, we're going to hit that rain. So good thing it is tomorrow. But looking at that weather for today, we're going to see that we've had those mostly sunny skies, that high of 76 that we've been feeling throughout the day, that low of 48. We are feeling that this morning. It was quite a chilly morning, and we'll chill down to that looking later at tonight. Looking at that radar out there, but we've had those clear skies. This is just for precipitation, not quite cloud cover, but we've been in the clear. It has been a beautiful one out there again today. Looking at the region, Athens right now, 78. We are on still that warming trend for the rest of these next couple hours. We're going to be seeing as we go a little bit more south, a little chillier, and as we go more north. Right now we're feeling the warmest here in Athens. Looking at for the rest of the week, we're going to be seeing these clouds come in and that rain. So make sure that you're sticking with us for when that rain is going to be hitting us next. Let's take it back over to Lucy.
Thanks, Isabel. The FBI has cleared former House Speaker Cliff Rosenberger in a payday lending investigation. Rosenberger became Ohio's youngest House Speaker in 2015 and resigned in 2018 after the FBI seized records regarding international travel with lobbyists connected to payday lending. The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Ohio contacted Rosenberger's lawyers last week, notifying them that he was no longer being investigated. After Rosenberger resigned, Ryan Smith took over the position. Smith was ultimately ousted after a battle with disgraced former Speaker Larry Householder in 2019. Householder pleaded not guilty to 10 more crimes in Cleveland this morning. The former House Speaker is serving a 20-year racketeering sentence in Lisbon after being found guilty in a $60 million bribery scheme last year. Householder's lawyers were met with counts of aggravated theft, telecommunications fraud, money laundering, and tampering with records. Householder was present virtually from the Elkton Federal Correctional Institution.
In April, Case Western students in Cleveland set up an encampment on campus to protest the school's ties to Israel. Then the university sent dozens of students letters barring them from campus and commencement ceremonies, temporarily withholding their degrees. Some students tell Nadine Abushada 2 weeks later they still do not have their degrees.
After graduation season, seniors usually enjoy their summer before heading into the next chapter. But for Jad Oglesby,
it was hard for me, and especially was hard for my parents.
He's still waiting for his degree.
Despite me emailing them over 3 times since then, I've been unable to set up a meeting.
Jad is one of 3 students whom Case Western emailed banning from commencement and temporarily withholding their degrees due to their involvement in an encampment that lasted 11 days where students called for the university to disclose and divest in funds tied to Israel. Case Western said in a statement on May 17th that students would receive their degrees once the conduct process is complete. Where are they in that conduct process?
They have yet to start.
We followed up today with Jad, who says 2 weeks later, no progress has been made.
For me, my future in law school kind of hangs on it, and for them, their futures as lawyers hangs on the balance.
News 5 reached out to Case Western to ask what the conduct process looks like and if there is a timeline. They responded stating the following: the university can't comment on individual discipline because of the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. Jad says he knew there could be consequences, but he didn't expect the process to be this long.
You're expected to be equitable. You're expected to treat everyone the same.
As Jad waits for a resolution from the university, he still stands by his decision.
When it comes to this conflict, I think my small part in it will be worth it, and the sacrifices I've had to make would all be worth it. So, no, I do not regret it. If given the opportunity, I'd do it again.
Coming up, a look at the next steps for Trump after his conviction yesterday.
And why an affordable internet program is having its plug pulled.
We've been looking on the sunny side to wrap up our May. How are we going to start June? Next on Newswatch.
People want to experience things. The Ohio Art Corridor is an opportunity to showcase the things that are happening in southeastern Ohio. Sculptures, murals are being placed all throughout southeastern Ohio that you can drive to and see and have experiences touching and being a part of art.
Join me, Rick Steves, as we explore Germany, old and new. We'll go on a harbor tour in Hamburg, explore the treasure troves of the historic Green Vault in Dresden, journey through Nuremberg's secret underground tunnels, and visit the home of one of the most influential figures in European history, Martin Luther. You're in for some monumental travel fun in my latest travel special, Rick Steves' Great German Cities.
Tuesday at 9:30.
Did you know that you can donate property to WOUB Public Media? I'm WOUB Community Engagement and Membership Manager, Sherry Russo. Donating property is a great way to support WOUB, and you may even claim a significant tax deduction. Properties in any location, condition, and format are eligible for donation to WOUB. Back taxes, mortgage balances, and deferred maintenance do not prohibit your ability to donate. Our program covers all loans, liens, commissions, and closing costs, so long as there is equity in the property. If you have a land, residential, or commercial real estate asset that's unused or costing you money, consider giving back to the station you love by donating it to WOUB.
And the process is easy. Go to WOUB.org and click the Support tab to learn about property donations, along with many other ways to support WOUB.
We could learn in a matter of weeks if former President Donald Trump will be sentenced to prison for his criminal conviction in his hush money case. A historic verdict that makes him the first former president in the U.S. history to be convicted of a felony. Julia Benbrook gives us a look at how Trump is responding.
Former President Donald Trump speaking at Trump Tower the day after a jury found him guilty of all 34 counts of falsifying business records. He's the first former president to be convicted of a felony.
When they say falsifying business, that's a bad thing for me. I've never had that before.
As the presumptive GOP nominee, Trump is making it clear he's now focused on November as he seeks another 4 years in the White House.
November 5th is going to be the most important day in the history of our country.
He is likely to appeal the conviction, which could significantly delay his sentencing. Currently set for July 11th, just a few days before the Republican National Convention. The conviction does not impact his ability to run for president. His opponent, President Joe Biden, is also encouraging Americans to have their voices heard in November, writing, quote, "There's only one way to keep Donald Trump out of the Oval Office, at the ballot box."
The American principle that no one is above the law was reaffirmed.
It's difficult to know how or if the guilty verdict will impact voter decisions in November. But polling that came out before the verdict showed 67% of registered voters said a guilty verdict in this trial would not make a difference in their vote. Reporting in Manhattan, I'm Julia Benbrook.
On the heels of Trump's conviction, President Joe Biden has announced Israel has proposed ceasefire.
Biden believes this ceasefire could end the brutal, nearly 8-month-long war. The first phase of the plan will last for 6 weeks and includes a withdrawal of Israeli forces from populated areas of Gaza, plus a limited hostage exchange. American hostages would be released during this phase. Phase 2 calls for the release of all remaining hostages. Israeli forces would then completely withdraw from Gaza.
The final phase would begin the reconstruction of Gaza. Biden says the U.S. will assist with the rebuilding process.
The United States will work with our partners to rebuild homes, schools, and hospitals in Gaza, to help repair communities that were destroyed in the chaos of war. And with this deal, Israel could become more deeply integrated in the region.
Biden acknowledged keeping the deal on track will be difficult, saying there are, quote, details to negotiate from the first phase to the second.
Biden has also decided to allow Ukraine to begin using U.S. ammunition inside of Russia.
Now, Moscow is threatening the U.S. and NATO for the history-making policy change. Moscow says they, quote, will have to answer for letting Ukraine use their munitions for strikes inside Russia. That's a major policy change for the U.S. Two officials with knowledge of the White House decision say it's just for the Kharkiv region. It's also only for counterfire or to stop an attack Russia is preparing, and doesn't include long-range missiles. The Russian foreign minister says if the U.S. deploys intermediate and short-range missiles in Europe and Asia, Moscow could react with, quote, nuclear deterrence.
Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia is leaving the Democratic Party. The longtime Democrat announced he is registering as an independent today. In recent years, Manchin has been a pivotal swing vote in the Senate, where Democrats have control by a very narrow margin. In his announcement, Manchin said, quote, our national politics are broken. He said to stay true to his values, he has to register as an independent with no party affiliation. A key question now is whether Manchin will continue to caucus with the Democrats.
Taking a look at weather today, you're going to be seeing that temperature high that we were feeling of 76, those mostly sunny skies. We're going to hopefully you got to enjoy those mostly sunny skies, because it's not looking like we're going to continue these into the weekend. We're going to be seeing this system coming in, going to be making some rain as we start off our June, but we're going to hold off just a little bit. We're just going to get some cloud cover just to start off. Looking out there currently, we are still in those sunny skies if you haven't gotten to enjoy them before those clouds and that rain starts to come in, looking to start off the week. We're going to be seeing tonight those mostly clear skies until about those early hours of tomorrow, that low 48. So if you're going to have any of those Friday night plans, make sure that you're prepared for having that low of 48. Looking at tomorrow, we're going to be warming up quite a bit for that temperature high of 83 and that low even of 58. We're going to be seeing those mostly cloudy skies. Those clouds are going to start looking into those morning hours and then continue into the night. And then we're going to be seeing that rain that I was talking about. Looking at 12 hours ahead, this is whenever this high pressure system is still in our area. Looking at tomorrow morning, the clouds are going to be starting to make their way through looking at this time. Then we're looking at 24 hours ahead. About this time tomorrow, that's whenever we're going to be seeing this system really come to fruition of what it's going to be giving us looking at Sunday. Looking at Sunday morning, we're still going to be on those little blips of rain, not quite yet. And then looking at this time on Sunday, that's whenever this low pressure system fully comes in, giving us about an inch of rain throughout the day on Sunday. Then we're going to be seeing this clearing up once again. There's a little bit of break before this rain comes in once again. We're also going to be seeing a little bit of a warm front, warming up our temperatures as we start off our June. Looking at that 7-day outlook, like I was saying, we're just going to be having that chance of storms on Sunday. We're going to be seeing those temperatures cool down with those cloud cover and that rain, that 50% chance of thunderstorms. Looking at Monday, that's whenever we're going to see those partly sunny skies, that warm up that I was talking about. Even you could see that in that temperature low, that we're still going to be on the warmer side. Looking at Tuesday, that's Tuesday night that we're going to be starting to get those thunderstorms again. Start that rain for these next 3 days, and then the next time we're going to see those bright sunny skies is this time next week. So definitely enjoy it while they're here. Let's take it back over to Allison.
Thanks, Isabel. Today, the U.S. government pulled the plug on a popular program that helped millions of households afford internet service. The move comes after Republicans in Congress ignored calls by consumer advocates and Democratic lawmakers to approve more funding. The Federal Communications Commission reports nearly 1 in 5 Americans and 1 in 4 Ohio households were a part of the program. With the cost of internet and Wi-Fi spiking, the closure could threaten to throw nearly 60 million Americans into financial distress. The FCC says the program officially shuts down on the 1st of June. The unemployment rate for the U.S. college grads has jumped over the past year. It is now above 12% for students with bachelor's degrees. That's 4 points higher than a year ago, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And economics explain that means job applicants are competing with more people for the same position compared to a year ago. If college grads are having more difficulty finding employment this summer, it may be an indicator of a weakening economy. Next, how this diet may help you live longer.
And for the latest from Newswatch, follow us on X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
For more than 70 years, WOUB Public Media has been the place where people in our region turn to learn how stories of the past ignite the imagination of the future. It's where information, entertainment, and education work together to inform, enlighten, and inspire generations. It's the place where the community gathers to hear and see our world in new and innovative ways. WOUB, the public media you trust that's worthy of your support.
Grantchester on Masterpiece Mystery has been a viewer favourite for years. When you pair a cranky detective with a motorcycle-riding vicar, you get the perfect team to tackle murder, mystery and mayhem in a quaint 1950s English village. Join us for a behind-the-scenes look at these appealing sleuths and this delightful programme in Grantchester, investigating life's mysteries.
Sunday at 7:30 on WOUB.
I am Professor Jasper Tempest.
There have been 4 unexplained sudden deaths in the southeast.
Professor?
Professor? Professor?
My name...
I know who you are.
Jasper has been taken to prison. What was your plan? Truth and justice are not always compatible.
We're just gonna let people die.
There are moves afoot to cut you loose. We shall have to wait and see.
Do you know there are more than 2,700 rules that govern your Social Security benefits?
In Social Security and You, expert Mary Beth Franklin leads you through the Social Security labyrinth.
Deciding when and how to claim benefits can have a major impact on your retirement income for the rest of your life.
Social Security and You, the user's guide we've all been waiting for.
Tuesday at 8 on WOUB.
The nation may soon have another RSV vaccine in its toolkit ahead of the fall respiratory disease season.
The FDA has approved Moderna's RSV vaccine for people 60 and older. Moderna says the approval was based on clinical data that showed it was nearly 84% effective at preventing the virus about 4 months after getting the shot. While many recover from RSV, it can be particularly dangerous for older people. According to the CDC, between 60 and 160,000 older adults are hospitalized with RSV every year, and up to 10,000 die from it.
Around 40 children die every year in the U.S. in a hot car, and most of those deaths happen because someone forgot the child. Mandy Gaither has tips to help keep children safe in today's Health Minute.
It can happen in mere minutes. A hot car can turn deadly. Experts say a child's body temperature can rise up to 5 times faster than an adult's.
It's such a preventable issue, and with kids, they just can heat so quickly, and heat can be so dangerous to them so rapidly.
Emergency medicine Dr. Sarah Lazarus says no amount of time is safe to leave a child in a car. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Strong for Life program says when it's 75 degrees outside, the inside of a car can reach 104 degrees in 30 minutes. When the temperature gets to 95 degrees outside, a car can hit 102 degrees in 5 minutes.
Accidentally leaving a child in a hot car could happen to any great parent, whether you're busy or rushed or in a hurry, or the biggest thing is when you change routines.
Prevent hot car deaths by never leaving a child in a vehicle unattended for any length of time. Ask a child care provider to call if a child doesn't show up for care. Make a habit of checking your entire vehicle, especially the back, and place a personal item in the back seat.
Maybe writing a Post-it note and putting it on your steering wheel, putting one of their toys next to you, putting your purse or your cell phone right next to your child so that you know that you're going to look back there and you won't forget it when you get out of the car.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
A popular diet may be the gateway for women to live longer. A new study in the journal JAMA Network Open concludes that women who stuck to the Mediterranean diet lived much longer than those who didn't. An author with the study says following the diet could benefit in about a quarter reduction in risk of death over 25 years, including from cancer and cardiovascular causes. The Mediterranean diet leans on simple, plant-based cooking, Meals are focused on fruits and vegetables, whole grains, beans, and seeds, and a few nuts. Coming up, NEXT, how this 12-year-old became the spelling champ this year.
But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
We must save our oceans, and we must also feed ourselves. Thankfully, there are people trying to do both.
There's no reason why more people shouldn't have access.
This kind of creative farming is extremely important.
I want you to fish, but I want you to fish smart.
Sustainability is to extend life, not just of the fish, but of us.
In the spring of 2020, as the country goes into lockdown, outside, the garden is coming alive. As a wildlife filmmaker, I knew there were revelations here that could be just as amazing as anything I'd ever filmed.
These bees that just go, you know.
Discovering the secret life of bees took me on a journey I was not expecting.
Wednesday at 8 on WOUB.
This is the PBS Video app. Install it on your phone, tablet, smart TV, or other streaming device, and use it to access more of the PBS shows you love. But if you're looking for even more shows to binge like this, or early access to shows like this, then look for this icon. That's the PBS Passport icon, and it means that video is part of PBS Passport. Passport is our way of saying thank you to our station members. Donate to your local PBS station today, and one of the member benefits you'll receive is PBS Passport, which offers extended access to a growing library of new and favorite PBS programs. You can support your station and your community by becoming a member today. Visit pbs.org/getpassport for details. Watch PBS Passport anytime on any screen, wherever you stream. It's your ticket to the best of PBS.
Finally tonight, a 12-year-old from Florida beat 244 others Thursday night to win the 96th annual Scripps Spelling National Spelling Bee. Ruhat Salma is taking home a $50,000 prize in addition to a big trophy, a reference library from Merriam-Webster, and other prizes. Soma secured the top spot after the second ever spell-off. That's where two top contenders spell as many words as possible in 90 seconds. 12-year-old Fazan Zaki from Texas spelled 20 words, while Soma powered out 29 words to win.
He won $50,000. What would you do at 12 years old with $50,000?
I would probably buy a lot of ice cream. I love ice cream. I still love ice cream now, but I loved ice cream as a kid. What about you?
I feel like I would have to get a puppy or a pet or something.
Right? I think I would do my own personal water slide. What?
Well, let's take a last look at weather for the night. Sorry, I just want to keep on talking about puppies with that overnight low of 48 for tonight. It's definitely going to be a chilly one. If you want to go out for any Friday night plans, make sure you bring that jacket with you. For tomorrow, you're not going to need that jacket. It's going to be that high of 83, that low of 58, still on that warmer side. The next time we're going to be seeing that rain is Sunday. That's whenever we're going to be having about an inch of rain throughout the day, so definitely stay prepared with that umbrella for Sunday for your weekend. We're going to start off June with those mostly cloudy skies, go into some rain. Monday, we're going to have a little break of that rain. And then looking at Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're going to have that chance of thunderstorms and just some general showers for those 3 days. The next time we're going to see those beautiful sunny skies is this time next week. But it is going to be a warm one, so that is definitely on the better side than having that rain.
And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. For Isabel Isco and I'm Allison Patton.
And I'm Lucy Schaefer. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anywhere at WOUB.org or follow us on social media. Have a great night.